For those of you who are not on Twitter, you probably don't know that J.K. Rowling has been going buck wild for women's rights and against trans nonsense. It used to be the case that she would tweet something obviously pro-women, but not explicitly anti-trans. And it was very rational. It was very non-offensive, in my opinion. And she would do it every now and again. And then she started getting a little bit more active and a little more bold. But now, the last few months, J.K. Rowling on Twitter has gone full turf, full tilt, no apologies, no exceptions, no backing down. She is going to bat for women and using her ginormous platform for this cause. She is taking no prisoners. She's extremely active and extremely vocal these days. She's not just every now and again posting something and then disappearing. She is absolutely going for it. And today, she tweeted something very long and very important. Somebody said to her, they said, "So only equipment makes one a woman? That seems a very narrow view of what makes a person a woman. What if you have female equipment but never have children? Are you still a woman? Is it just having the equipment or must you use it? What if you have both sets of equipment?" Which is, that question is ridiculous because true, what they call mosaic hermaphroditism, where a being has both male and female genitalia, has never, ever been documented in human beings. So when people try to use that argument, it's ridiculous. There has never been a single case of that documented in human beings, but that's besides the point. J.K. Rowling today, April 6th, replied, "You've asked me several questions on this thread and accused me of avoiding answering. So here goes. I believe a woman is a human being who belongs to the sex class that produces large gametes. It's irrelevant whether or not her gametes have ever been fertilized, whether or not she's carried a baby to term, irrelevant if she was born with a rare difference of sexual development that makes neither of the above possible, or if she's aged beyond being able to produce viable eggs. She is a woman and just as much as a woman as the others. I don't believe a woman is more or less of a woman for having sex with men, women, both, or not wanting sex at all. I don't think a woman is more or less of a woman for having a buzz cut or liking suits and ties or wearing stilettos and mini dresses, for being black, white, or brown, for being 6 feet tall or a little person, for being kind or cruel, angry or sad, loud or retiring. She isn't more of a woman for featuring in Playboy or being a surrendered wife, nor less of a woman for designing space rockets or taking up boxing. What makes her a woman is the fact of being born in the body that, assuming nothing has gone wrong in her physical development, which, as stated above, still doesn't stop her being a woman, is geared towards producing eggs as opposed to sperm, towards bearing as opposed to begetting children, and irrespective of whether she's done either of those things or ever wants to. Womanhood isn't a mystical state of being, nor is it measured by how well one apes sex stereotypes. We are not the creatures either porn or the Bible tell you we are. Femaleness is not, as trans-identified woman Andrea Long-Chu wrote, an open mouth, an expectant asshole, blank, blank eyes, nor are we God's afterthought sprung from Adam's rib. Women are provably subject to certain experiences because of our female bodies, including different forms of oppression depending on the cultures in which we live. When trans activists say, "I thought you didn't want to be defined by your biology," it's a feeble and transparent attempt at linguistic sleight of hand. Women don't want to be limited, exploited, punished, or subject to other unjust treatment because of their biology, but our being female is indeed defined by our biology. It's one material fact about us, like having freckles or disliking beetroot, neither of which are representative of our entire beings either. Women have billions of different personalities and life stories, which have nothing to do with our bodies, although we are likely to have had experiences men don't and can't because we belong to our sex class. Some people feel strongly that they should have been, or wish to be seen as, the sex class into which they weren't born. Gender dysphoria is a real and very painful condition, and I feel nothing but sympathy for anyone who suffers from it. I want them to be free to dress and present themselves however they like, and I want them to have exactly the same rights as every other citizen regarding housing, employment, and personal safety. I do not, however, believe that surgeries and cross-sex hormones literally turn a person into the opposite sex, nor do I believe in the idea that each of us has a nebulous gender identity that may or might not match our sexed bodies. I believe the ideology that preaches those tenets has caused and continues to cause very real harm to vulnerable people. I am strongly against women and girls' rights and protections being dismantled to accommodate trans-identified men for the very simple reason that no study has ever demonstrated that trans-identified men don't have the exact same pattern of criminality as other men, and because, however they identify, men retain their advantages of speed and strength. In other words, I think the safety and rights of girls and women are more important than those men's desires for validation. I sincerely hope that answers your questions. You may still disagree, but as I hope this shows, I'm more than happy to have this debate. Yes, Queen.